we were in college, our cumulative GPA would be about 0.5 with how often we're getting, some senior edge here and skipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an intro.
I'm blaming the holidays just like I would if we were in high school still, or
No, I think us taking a week off for the holidays made sense. We all had time with our families. It was good. It was a good, relaxing break.
It was a busy week.
Dude.
I was gonna say, also tired from Indy.
We had a 4-day weekend where I worked. Guess how many times I was home in that 4-day weekend? Enough to go to sleep, wake up, and leave again.
Yeah, I had a day to myself since a little over a month ago. I've been doing something since
But sports. All
I love
right.
sports.
We have
Sports.
quite a bit to talk about since we haven't been here for a week and a half, 2 weeks. First, we're gonna do a quick pit stop with the Pistons because that's the team we admittedly know the least about.
That's fair enough.
And haven't talked about as much. The last time we left the Pistons, I believe they were 7-8.
Who'd they play?
And borderline like playoffs in the playoff picture. Since then, yes, it's because we left them when they were going to play the Orlando Magic. They lost that game. They beat the Raptors. They lost to the Grizzlies. They beat the Pacers in group play and lost to the 76ers. Currently in the standings, they are 9-13, the 10 seed in the East. That would put them...
Well, that happened quickly.
Yeah, that put them in the play-in tournament. When it comes to the NBA Cup, however, they are 3-0, tied with Milwaukee for first in their group. They have clinched a spot in bracket play for the in-season tournament.
There you go.
At this point, it's more so fighting with Milwaukee for seeding, which that will be a head-to-head game, and we'll get the winner based off of...
What?
What? So...
televised, lol.
Nope, it's only on FanDuel Sports Network.
Yep.
Because life isn't fair and also fuck you. Dude, the amount of games I've tried to watch this year where I'm like, why is everything on FanDuel Sports Network give me a national televised game? They don't exist.
No.
Red Wings, Pistons, no love.
The Pistons probably, I think, have like 2 this year. They don't have very many.
They're also kind of popo
but
from expectations. They've done better than people hoped.
gonna make bracket play.
There you go.
It's all that matters.
You love that from them.
We're in the in-season tournament.
Look. Oh,
They have 8 game on ESPN and 2 on NBA TV.
there you go.
Game.
Singular.
Looking at stats wise, Cade currently 23.5 points a game, 9 assists, 7.2 rebounds. Jaden Ivey averaging 18.4 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists. Malik Beasley averaging 15.9 points a game. Tobias Harris stepped up a little bit, averaging 13.4. And then Tim Hardaway at 9.8 average currently. Concurrently.
That
Yeah.
is silly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not the Pistons of last year where they are...
Hot popo.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of finally piecing it together with this group.
And you've got to hope for forward steps when you're in this stage of what I think the Pistons would still call a rebuild.
Perpetual rebuild.
Yeah, you've got a couple of veterans to step up in key places, but you got a couple of young guys that are taking steps forward, that they're going to... I don't know how I want to phrase it other than not be in the basement.
Well, I think the big thing is Monty Williams was checked out. He didn't want to be there after like 15 games.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
And I think JB has really kind of set the culture up and set a standard in that building where Monty probably just kind of let things fly.
Are we sure we got audio going right? Because mine is really high and Colby's is really not.
Check ups.
That shit up. That shit's up.
Check the box.
Wow.
Yeah, mine's not.
Intermission.
Yeah, those are turned down.
Hey, there you go.
So
Now
was
we're good.
Sam's.
That would explain
the
why
way
you were
down.
so quiet. Interesting.
Well, back to
It worked.
getting back to it. As you were saying, Colby.
Yeah. I'm just gonna re-say it because I don't know technical difficulties. Lol.
Recording
Yeah,
is hard.
Monty was checked out. You could tell,
Yeah.
especially in the last half of the season. I think JB Bickerstaff has really set a culture of this is how we run things. This is how we're gonna play as a team. And I
Hey,
think
buddy, if you're
that's
not with
made a
it,
big
get out.
Presence, and I do think improved veteran leadership from Bogdan going on to Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway. Sorry.
What is that man's first
I
name?
couldn't remember his first name there for a second. Those are probably better veteran guys to have in the locker room. I don't even know if Bogdan speaks English. Probably not very well. But
Bro said,
Bro was,
we play basketball.
but Bogdan was like the last 5-year stretch of the Pistons getting a good veteran in free agency and then just trading them away for draft capital that they never end up using correctly.
But it seems to be that they're actually using them kind of correctly this year, and
Right.
that they're playing a decent role and assisting the team and doing what they need to do to kind of push them over the edge, and instead of being whatever it was, like
Pushovers.
2-win team at this point in the season last year to being now a 9-win team. Obviously, when you say it like that, it's not a lot, but
It is a lot.
Well,
in the grand scheme of the Pistons season last year, that is a lot.
big
Yeah.
improvement. They've already doubled the win total for sure, right?
From
Something
where
like
they
that, yeah.
were when they had like the 4 wins. Yeah, I think they finished with like 12 or
Yeah, they had 12.
It was like 13 or something.
Yeah, it was
They're
like-
on their way to matching that win total way
way
earlier. on.
way
Dang,
earlier,
shit.
which is all that matters. But moving from the Pistons and LCA to the team that they share it with, the Red Wings.
So the other locker room.
Okay. This conversation, had we recorded last week, was going to go a very, very different direction.
Can we go both directions?
You know what? We'll start with the bad. You lost to San Jose? Are you shitting on my dick?
To be honest, a shark could probably bite through a.
And to be
wheel,
fair,
to
it
be
was
honest.
in the midst of the Sharks picking up because, hey, we have Macklin Celebrini back. We're scoring 7 goals against LA. Welcome to San Jose. There was a hot second where I was ready to sell everybody on this team short of Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, and Moritz Seider. I was ready to give up. This team wasn't going to do anything this season. We're playing shitty against the fucking Islanders. Are you out of your mind? Second to last media timeout happens. 10 minutes left in this third period. A little line shuffle, and it's the fucking team that almost made the playoffs last year. Like it was a flip of a switch. I don't know what happened. The back half of that game, they scored 2 goals. 3 if you count the empty netter. What the fuck? And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get too excited, right? Could be just a flash in the pan, whatever. Patrick Kane got injured in that game. They had to shuffle the lineup. Good things happen. Cool. Keep those lines going forward. But I'm not going to get too excited about fucking anything. Because we have Calgary coming up, who's top of the Pacific. And the Devils coming up, who are, I think, 3rd in the league. Followed immediately by the Canucks. Did we lose 2 of those games? Yes, we did. We lost to Vancouver in overtime. We lost to the Devils by 1 in a very tight contest. Holy fuck, the Wings are so back. Like, I was worried it was a flash in the pan, and all 3 of those games following the back half of that Islanders game were the fucking team that almost made the playoffs. Patrick Kane is still out. Joe Veleno is subbing in for the 3rd line with Casper and Berggren. Tyler Mott on the 2nd line for some reason. I mean, they want to keep the lines together. I guess just find a placeholder. Motter's been playing well. I'm not going to question it.
Mater the Otter.
Dude, he's been kind of killing it.
So I have a question here.
Yes, you do.
Because before all this, before recording, a week ago, whoa, to bring it back, you're kind of dogging on Mr. Lalone there.
I was.
Have you changed your tune? Have you?
He's
has
still
you
very
dulled
much
it a little.
He's still very much in the hot seat.
Dulled a
He
little.
is. If there was a list of coaches in the NHL to be fired, he is still most definitely in the top 3. Most definitely. It should be said, I believe it's Steve Yzerman's tenure with the Red Wings, they haven't fired a head coach midseason. That being said, the only head coach they had before Derek Lalonde was Jeff Blashill. Heh. There's some stat like that where, like, they haven't fired a coach mid-season in a very long time.
No, they had the
Sounds like
Bears.
the Chicago Bears, who
Yeah.
have never done it until they fired Eberflus.
Exactly. Anything could
Elberflus?
happen.
Eberflus, dude.
Emphasis on that L. How's that timeout working out?
Yeah, we'll get to
Um,
that later.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Lalone is still definitely in the hot seat, but momentum changes in a lineup like that don't just come out of nowhere. I think Lalone has a significant amount to do with it. He needs to keep that momentum going forward if he's going to save his job. I've seen a lot of rumors. The 2 front runners for a replacement head coaching gig were Joe Quenneville, who was recently unblacklisted from the NHL. And there's a whole story behind that. Sexual assault allegations in Chicago in 2012 that he helped cover up because they were on a cup run. There was a whole lot of things going on.
Stand-up guy.
I've actually heard really good things about him. I think he was just caught in the midst of the crossfire. Regardless, conversation for another time.
Okay, Jerry Sandusky.
The other name I heard kicking around was
Joe Pa.
former KHL
That'd be
head coach
closer.
for, I believe, CSKA Moscow, Sergei Fedorov.
Colby, who does he play for?
Well, that's rude as shit. Why would you say that?
The
Yes, Sergei Fedorov, renowned Columbus Blue Jackets legend.
is this because I hate the Blue Jackets?
No, he's like a Red Wings superstar. He was one of the Russian 5. Like, he was big time, but then ended his career in Columbus for some reason. He might have ended it in Washington. I don't care.
Blue Jackets is stupid.
I think Lalone's job is okay for now. In the last couple of weeks, it has
Get a better
been shown that
Losers.
it's really not Yzerman's fault that
Bunch
any of this
losers
is
in
happening.
Columbus, but we'll get to that.
And Yzerman is the one who brought in Derek Lalonde. Over the last couple of weeks, stories have come out from, I think, anonymous sources within the Red Wings front office that we were this close to both acquiring Stamkos in free agency and trading for Rangers captain Jacob Trouba. And on both of them, per his contract, Yzerman needed approval from Chris Ilitch. And he dropped the fuck off the planet. Stamkos was ready to sign on the dotted line with the Red Wings.
That's those young Illiches right there. Yeah.
Stamkos was 3 seconds away from signing on the dotted line in Detroit. All he wanted was a 4th year. They offered him 3. He said, I'd really like that 4th. Yzerman said, let me talk to the big boys upstairs. Let me get it figured out. I want you here. Ilitch never picked up the phone.
So was
He
it?
signs with Nashville 3 hours later. Done.
So was it 3 years good to go? But
He wanted 4. I think it's
but
the
that's what I'm
sake
saying
of...
is, did Illich say 3 and 3?
I don't know what the specifics on that were. I'm sure Illich was there earlier in the day and was like, yeah, 3 years I approve of. Go offer it to him. See what happens.
Should just pull the trigger.
Stamkos, the moment free agency opened, Stamkos woke up, got ready to talk to teams. Red Wings were first in line because of his previous association with Steve Yzerman in Tampa Bay. And he's like, yeah, I really appreciate the 3-year offer. I want the 4th year. That is a deal breaker for me. And Yzerman had to go upstairs for it. And Illich, who had spoken to Yzerman previously that day, dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, young Illiches, let's go!
And then the Jacob Trouba trade, I don't entirely know what happened, but it sounded like it was going to be a package that included defensive prospect William Wallander, a second-round pick, and the Rangers were going to retain salary for maybe taking on, I think it was Jeff Petrie or Ben Sherratt. I don't remember. It was going to be a big deal. And it never went through. Illich just didn't like it. He's like, hey, I know we need defense. And then disappeared again. It vanished, gone. There were a couple of supposed trades that involved the pending contract of Jonathan Berggren, one of which to Anaheim, which either included goaltender John Gibson or Trevor Zegras. Or
The funny man.
proposed deal to Columbus for, it was like Berggren and like a third or second round pick for Patrick Laine. And assuming those last two aren't just rumors,
Yeah.
Illich dropped the ball on all of it. Yzerman pushed to make this team better, and it didn't happen. Lalonde is okay for now. He needs to continue this momentum with this team should they want him as their head coach.
Yeah.
I believe it's the last year of his contract. He's kind of fighting for his head coaching life right now. I know anybody and everybody would take him on as an assistant. He wants the head coaching gig. I think Detroit is going to be his spot should the team continue to perform. That's a fat fucking if. I have hope. They look really fucking good right now. I'm going to hold my praise.
I want to give Tony kudos that he stayed within the time.
He did.
He did.
I looked over at that timer and I said, motherfucker, I got 38 seconds. I better make it worth it.
I'm shocked.
That's impressive.
He had
Stunned.
3 seconds left.
He
The
did.
Yapatron is learning.
He did. It's off camera, but we do have a board with times written out. And when I wrote out the board, I put Red Wings 10 minutes, and in parentheses I said since Tony yaps. Nope, he's gonna go.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Totally not predictable. Like we
Totally not the script for every
Totally.
Oh dear, it's not like it's every episode we've ever done. Oh.
but
Dude, we weren't going to talk about the Lions. That was the big surprise.
but
You know the
moving from Detroit to Ann Arbor, we got some teams to talk about. I'm gonna lead us off with the women's basketball team. Since we last seen them, they have gone 3-0, averaging 85 points a game in that stretch, and only allowing basically 60 points a game in that stretch. I talked about Silas Swords the first time I was back after my illness. The standout freshman Silas Swords in those 3 games, she had 18, 14, and 24 points. Rebounds. Remember, she is a guard. She had 8, 8, and 6
What
rebounds.
the fuck?
Nah, she gross.
Uh,
Gross.
and
I'm talking about.
The name
women's-
like swords, goddamn.
the women's basketball team is currently ranked 23rd in the nation. And then flipping over to the men's side of basketball, they played 2 games. They went 2-0. Funny enough, both the men's and the women's basketball team played Virginia Tech. Won both of those games, obviously. Michigan also played at the time, 22nd ranked Xavier. In that stretch, Michigan allowed only 58 points per game, average 76.5. Do want to acknowledge the fact that Michigan it's not just they're relying on one guy to score the ball when it comes to basketball. We have Trey Donaldson averaging 13 points a game, Roddy Gale averaging 12, Danny Wolf averaging 10.9, Namari Burnett averaging 10, and Vlad Golden averaging 9.1. So the ball is getting spread out. You love to see it. You love that you're not just relying on one guy. It's very much
It's not a
team.
superstar effort. It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. Currently, when you look at the percentage-wise as a team shooting, typically ideal marks are 50, 40, 90. Michigan is shooting 50% from the floor, 38.5 from three-point. They're close. And then we get to free throw percentage where they're shooting 66.7%.
Oh,
That is...
they're making every 2 for 3.
That is...
2 out of 3.
That's quick math.
That is concerning, especially
2/3.
once you get later on in the season and you get into some of those big high pressure games where it's going to come down to free throws, either in like the Big Ten tournament, March Madness, if we're lucky enough to get there, or if the season pans out the way I hope it does. Like that's where that free throw percentage is going to come be a factor. And I looked at it because right now Michigan is very much playing big man ball, where they have 2 like 7-footers out there. I know they're one of the tallest rosters in the country on average, based on all the players' heights. So I was just like, maybe it's a few guys that are just terrible at free throws taking it down. No. There is one guy that's 100% from the free throw line. Everyone else is like 70s and 60s. So
Ugh.
as a team, it's not just like...
That's a team effort.
That's a team effort. That is full-blown like team effort. Terrible free throw shooting across the board. That's got to get fixed. Moving over to hockey, they played 4 games. 2 in Happy Valley, where they beat Penn State 6-5 and 10-6. They played 1 game here in Kalamazoo on Black Friday. They lost to Western Michigan.
That was a
4-1.
7-game win streak for Western, by the way.
Yeah.
That's big.
And then they turned around on Saturday, played Western again, and they beat the Broncos that time 2-1. So
It was a great game from what I heard.
they split the series on that one.
They currently sit still sixth
Sixth
in the standings with Western right on their tail at 7.
Correct.
They are having a pretty damn good year for having, I think, lost a good number of guys to professional leagues.
Yeah. And then we get to what's been a fantastic last 2 weeks for Michigan football. I'm going to start us off with where it starts, and that is the number 1 recruit in the nation, number 1 player in the state of Michigan, number 1 quarterback is staying home. He's staying in the state. Bryce Underwood flips his commitment from LSU to Michigan.
I think that's fantastic. I mean, we were talking about how badly they needed a young quarterback to turn the future of this program around. That's the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Holy dude.
The tendrils of Michigan loom with Connor Stallions out there on the prowl. That fucking
Well,
bastard.
I think it's also the people around the boosters. Everyone is realizing that, okay, we have a lot of money. If it's going to turn into this, let's use it. So
Yeah. If that's the name of the game now.
as of what it sounds like Florida, Michigan, and Oklahoma sounds like they're going to be the top spenders in terms of the transfer portal when it comes to the NIL. But with the Bryce Underwood, there's a Bryce Underwood effect, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Force as of right now, here are the rumored flips or either confirmed flips. 4-star receiver Derek Meadows, 4-star linebacker Bradley Gomfers, 4-star defensive back Alex Graham, 4-star linebacker Nathaniel Owusu Boateng. I think that's how you say it. 5-star offensive tackle Ty Haywood. And then there's a few other guys kind of lingering here. 5-star edge Isaiah Gibson, 5-star Dallas Wilson receiver, 5-star cornerback Brandon Tinney, 5-star offensive tackle Lamont Rogers. I doubt that one. I doubt he comes to Michigan just with it already sounding like we're going to get 2 5-star offensive tackles. And 5-star receiver Jerome Miles.
Y'all turn into like LSU.
That's what happens when you get the best QB in the nation.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
doesn't want to play
That's
with them.
you just start turning heads.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry. There was a name in there you couldn't pronounce, and I held myself off from making a dumbass joke, and I needed to be said.
but yeah.
I almost hit the Monty Python. Icky, ticky, ticky, patang.
Yeah, and the 5-star, the only other 5-star Michigan currently has committed is Andrew Babaloa, offensive tackle. As of now, Michigan currently has the number 8 recruiting class in the country. The early national signing day is this week as of when we're recording. It is the 4th through the 6th. So by the time this video goes up, we will be halfway through, or actually no, just starting early signing day. I just saw a report in terms of Ty Haywood. He is not committing early. He's not like verbally committing. He is planning on visiting Michigan here soon. That then led into Michigan versus Northwestern. 50-6 was the final score, and this,
Sam, you
to
want to
be
get
honest,
that whip ready?
was the Michigan team I kind of expected to see this football year.
What did you and I say in the preview for this game? Why the fuck would this team go give me hope going against Ohio State?
Getting into some of the stats, 396 total yards from Michigan, 127 from Northwestern, 195 passing yards from Michigan, 117 from Northwestern, 201 rushing yards from Michigan, 10 from Northwestern. Michigan had time of possession of 35 minutes, 41 seconds. Northwestern, 24 minutes, 19 seconds. Mullins had 92 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Donovan Edwards had 65 yards with a touchdown. Michigan scored on 8 out of their 10 drives, one of them being a punt, one of them being the interception that Davis Warren threw. Yeah, like I said, I don't really want to spend too much time lingering on this, especially with the next game. But like I said, at the start of this is the Michigan football team I expected all year long. If this Michigan football team showed up against Indiana, showed up against Illinois, showed up against Washington, I don't know about Oregon, but showed up against those 3 teams, they win all those games.
They were never beating Oregon.
I know, but it would have been a close game
Nobody was
against
ever
Oregon.
beating Oregon this year.
No, Oregon's a
Nobody's
fucking
ever
juggernaut,
done that.
but it would have been a far more entertaining game.
But moving on to the game where the Michigan Wolverines were walking into Columbus as 20-point underdogs. Final score, Ohio State 10, Michigan 13.
Disgusting game.
Total yards, Michigan had
That's Big Ten football.
total
I
yards,
needed to watch
Michigan had 235. Ohio State had 252. Passing yards, Michigan had 62.
Hell yeah.
Ohio State
dude.
had 175.
That's a Davis Warren game if I remember right.
Rushing yards, Michigan had 173. Ohio State had 77. Both teams turned over the ball twice. Michigan had 33 minutes and 35 seconds time of possession. Ohio State had 26-25. Khalil Mullins was a workhorse. He had 32 carries, 116 yards, 3.65 or 3.6 average with a tutty. So breaking that, trying to move
I
fast
saw that.
to fill in the time. So after the second interception that was thrown by Ohio State, there was roughly 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 20 minutes left in the game. Ohio State, for the rest of the game, for the rest of the 20 minutes, only ran 10 offensive plays. They only gained 10 total yards, and they only had the ball for 4 minutes. So that means in the last 20 minutes, Michigan had the ball for 16 of those.
Hold the line, tight shit.
That's Big Ten football.
I'm going to ask you gentlemen to rewind for just a brief moment. Going back to the Texas game, what were some of the things that I pointed out as to why Michigan lost that game?
Oh my God! So many episodes ago.
It was.
Dude, I can't remember what I for.
Rushing, time of possession,
Time
turnovers,
of possession and
defense,
the field position battle.
yeah,
and like
yeah,
where
field position, yeah.
So there's a little bit of the time of possession right there in the last 20 minutes. On Michigan's scoring drives, this is where they started. The Ohio State 2, the Ohio State 39, and the Michigan 40. The yards that they went to go and score on those drives were 2 yards, 3 yards, 57 yards. So they did not have to travel far, which was what this offense needed. They couldn't move the ball. They only scored because they were gifted the opportunities to go down there and you know, I mean, the one where they started on the 2, that's kind of like a weird one because they went for it on the 4th down, didn't get it, turned around, picked it off, and ended up right where they would have been had they picked up the 4th down. So that one's a little weird.
What a time to be alive.
Dude, I remember I watched it. I was watching the game on my phone while playing probably Minecraft again. So I was like, oh damn, they got that 4th down. I was like, damn. Oh, immediately they pick it off. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the game off. This is gonna be weird as fuck.
I was leaving my house. I was looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. Get in the car, turn the game back on. How the fuck they got the ball again? What happened?
And on Ohio State's 2 scoring drives, they had to go 58 and 75 yards to go put up the points. I do also want to note that after Will Howard, right? Yes. Right? I'm blanking. Punchable face. Yes.
Punchable face.
That's all that matters.
He does.
Crazy.
He does. But after he threw his second interception, Davis Warren hadn't thrown an interception at that point. So he threw his 2 interceptions after that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So he threw his second interception. We turned around, threw the ball right back to him. They missed the field goal. Then we marched all the way down the field and then threw that interception in the end zone.
Oh, right at the fucking goal line.
Just won the ball there, dude.
Oh,
That was a questionable play call. But what I think this game really boils
You'd
down
have thought
to,
Sawyer won the fucking lottery the way he picked that shit off.
what I think this game boiled down to was Ryan Day wanting to puff out his chest and prove that he was the more physical team. And
Hey, Bubba, you're not.
what he did by doing that was let Michigan
broken.
play the game that they wanted to play. Ohio State could have won that game probably, admittedly, handily if they had game planned a little bit better and adjusted a little bit better because they never stopped trying to run the ball. They could not run the ball at all. They have arguably some of the 3 best receivers in the country, and Michigan was without Will Johnson. They did not try to really attack Michigan's secondary, and the one drive that they did, they went and scored a touchdown. And the only reason that I think they did do that in that drive was because they were forced to, based on the situation with the game and it being 2-minute drive before halftime. They didn't go back to it after halftime. They tried to keep running the ball. Will Howard also had a terrible game. That second interception was awful. That ball was thrown 4 yards behind Emeka Ibuka and right into Makari Page's hand. So, just terrible game plan. I'm not complaining now. Led to a Michigan win. But now we'll travel to East Lansing.
I'm not as well versed in the women's basketball. I will be next week. I'm going to do my research.
You guys are ranked 24th in women's basketball. So,
Moving on to the men's. Pretty much all we missed was the Jim Maui tournament over in Hawaii.
Ooh, what a place to be.
Lost in the semis
To
Memphis.
You clearly didn't watch the game. Memphis
No, I
is a
didn't.
good team. Anyways,
I'm just saying we
the
lost in
first
the
fucking
semis
game
to
we have to get
Memphis.
to, Jesus Christ. That gym is notorious for having very soft rims. It is very easy to make your shots. It is very easy to hit 3-pointers. That's why there are such high-scoring games in that gymnasium, because holy fell, those rims are soft. Shots that shouldn't go in, go in.
Softer than a Tootsie Roll fruit cup, bud.
So, Colorado round 1 in the quarterfinals. A shellacking, if you will. 72-56. And Michigan State shot 9.5% from 3. 9.5% from 3.
9.5. Are you sure it's not 95%?
Oh, no, it's 9.5. They went
That
2
is
for 21.
That is
And we still
outlandishly
beat
sad.
Colorado by
That's-
16.
Impressive.
That's
not gonna lie.
actually mildly depressing.
And you can't even point at it and be like, well, how many free throws did you guys shoot? They shot 7 more free throws than us.
Oh,
We just shot them. We shot better. But they still had more
Shot
points
better
off of free
inside
throws
the
than
lane.
us.
What was the turnover difference?
Colorado 12
Okay.
to Michigan State's 11.
Okay.
oh,
well,
you know what?
then
Actually, no excuse. Colorado equals bad.
This was a very fun
That's a
game
football
to
school.
This is a very fun game to watch.
football school.
That's a
Besides,
football
all
school.
the missed threes. The biggest star from this game is true freshman son of Jason Richardson, former All-American for Tom Izzo at Michigan State. Jace with 13 points led the team, 6 for 8 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. So he was one of the only 2 3-point mates. He looks phenomenal. Like Big Ten Freshman of the Year, honestly. He is looking fucking fantastic, and he should be a starter.
Yeah, I remember you texting the group chat and being like, guys, if you have a minute, watch this fucking game. This kid's insane.
And then in the semis, you lose 71-63 to Memphis, who is a damn good team. Some of the shit that they were pulling off on offense made no fucking sense to me. Holy fucking shit.
That's some damn video game mechanics.
Again,
I was watching it while eating with
this
Colby's
was the
dad.
game that I texted you and said, hey guys, if you have a minute to turn on the game.
Oh, that's
look
the
at Jace
one you
Richardson.
texted us. Yeah.
Jace Richardson, 18 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds on 25 minutes, 5 for 8 from the field, 3 for 5 from the 3-point. Michigan State found their 3-point shot finally. Oh my God. They shot 35%. Whoa! 7 for 20. I can't believe it. Except, all the guys that were supposed to make threes did not make threes. Looking at you, Frankie Fiddler.
So you guys have a 3-point issue. We have a free throw issue.
You put
The
these 2
3-point issue
schools.
is getting better.
You put these 2 schools together. You either get March Madness champion or you get a bunch of fucking bums. I can't tell which way it goes.
A very green team.
Whoa.
Only other real star, in my opinion, was Jaden Akins. 5 for 11 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Threw 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 12 total points, and no personal fouls. Good job, Jaden.
Hey.
That Memphis team. So they're a very physical team. However, when I did text this to the group chat, I'm like, this Memphis team is a tad bit dirty. Because some of the shit I was seeing happening and some of the pushing and shoving was a little excessive, a little over the top. The elbows to the faces happened 3 separate times on shots, which in a basketball game, you don't normally see guys get hit in the face 3 different times by the same fucking player.
Is it while Memphis was shooting or?
While Memphis was shooting. Because dude's just fucking flailing up there. He fucking took out Jace. He took out Jaden. Jace actually didn't play in the next game because of that. So
The flailing elbows, that's like the first time you're like, okay. Second time you're like, and then after that it's like, okay.
Well, so the very first
Stop it.
time he was hit with a flagrant 1, and then they never reviewed it afterwards, even though we had guys laying on the floor in pain, grabbing their faces. Make it make sense. And then you get to the 3rd place game against North Carolina. I thought we were going to get dog walked out of the gymnasium. However, in overtime, your Spartans prevail 94-91 over then 12-ranked UNC. Big star from this game, there was no Jace Richardson. So who stepped up? Oh, Lord, I'm looking at UNC. Whoop, my bad. Mr. Trey Holloman, typical 6-man off the bench, backup point guard, played 36 minutes, 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 19 points.
Ooh.
Jeremy Fears playing pretty well, 2 for 6 from the field, no 3-points attempted, a lot of free throws because he got fouled a lot, 13 points. Jaden Akins, 6 for 13 from the field, over 3 from 3, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 personal fouls. He fouled out. He didn't realize that he was in that kind of foul trouble and accidentally fouled out. Whoopsies. 14 points. Then the bench showed up. Cohen Carr with a bunch of slams, 6 for 8 from the field, 14 points. Frankie Fiddler finally doing something, 5 for 6 from the field, 13 points. Finally hit a 3-pointer. Xavier Booker, 5 for 7 from the field, finally doing something, 12 points.
Catch his breath.
See, now he understands how I felt trying to get through
Constant
everything.
information.
There were less threes attempted in this 16. They went 4 for 16, so 25%. Raising that average. Still not great, though. Yeah, this was definition of team ball. They didn't, just rely on one player like they did the last couple games. This team looked phenomenal against UNC. Like, this is a team where I was like, okay, yeah, we're, 5, 6, 7 seed. Probably getting to at least, like, Sweet 16, maybe Elite 8 with the way we're playing right now. And I got a feeling as they grow, they're only going to get better. Kind of jumping over to the stats for the whole year. Jade Akins does lead the team with 12.9 points a game. Frankie Fiddler with 11.4 and Jace Richardson with 10.4. So that's going to be kind of your big 3 dogs there. Frankly, has not found his 3-point shot since he's gotten to Michigan State. I mean, yeah, maybe because he was from Omaha, that might not translate as well. However, in the post, dude is fucking out there looking like prime Kobe. Holy fuck. Jace, your dog. Jaden, you gotta be a bigger dog.
You gotta be a dog with a W.
I'm not too well versed in hockey still either, although I do know number one
In
in the nation.
nation.
Best in the nation.
Another sneak peek to the Lion segment.
I'm the best in the nation.
So, the 3 games that y'all watched without us was gone. First game against the U.S. National Team Development Program.
Hey, remember when I said this was probably going to be belt to ass, not in MSU's favor? Psych, I fucking lied.
Yeah, 6-3 dub.
What the fuck? Either the American pool of prospects isn't too good this year, or, as we've seen by their national ranking,
They just all played.
MSU are fucking dogs.
I wasn't able to find a box score, so I couldn't tell who was scoring those.
think
It's
you-
been even coverage all year.
Listen, I don't know if you can find the box score on that because I think it was technically an exhibition game that doesn't count for the
I don't
record.
think it was listed as exhibition. I think it reflected on their record.
Yeah, we're 11-1.
I don't think it did because I checked.
No, if we're 11-1, then it didn't reflect.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Welp.
You know
But,
what? It's a great outing.
Yeah.
Because those are a lot of really talented kids on that U.S. National Development Program team.
Besides that, we played Lindenwood back-to-back, as he does. 2-0 and then 4-0.
Hey, Trey Augustine, back-to-back shutouts, gross. Their
so-
goalie's nasty.
Saw a lot of Mikey D'Angelo getting those. And Isaac Howard
Isaac
You got a
Howard's a
few-
big one. That's
got a few points up there.
that's a, I believe, Tampa Bay draft pick.
Unassisted goal in the third
Isaac Howard's kind of gross.
with like 50 seconds left. If. But yeah, it's been passing it around a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of boys getting goals and
MSU
Apples.
is their hockey program doesn't have a whole lot of high level talent. You've got guys that have gone second, third round of the NHL draft, but once Artyom Levshinov left, I believe he's still in Chicago's system right now after going second overall. He has a broken foot. He hasn't played. Sad. It's been a lot of not elite puck, but depth puck. MSU's playing that game really fucking good right now. When they overtook number 1 from Denver, this team could go actually win the fucking championship this year. They look nasty.
yeah, with our only loss being against Boston College.
And Boston College is really fucking good still.
And then the next game, bringing it back to them.
Boston College, I believe, holding the soon-to-be first overall pick, defenseman James Higgins. Like, that roster's gross as well. They've got the elite talent and the depth talent. Boston College is them.
And then we'll be yapping in the preview about them too. Yippee! Yippee!
We're gonna speed run through my football portion here because I wanna say something before the Lions portion starts here. So yeah, you play Purdue close. You should not have played Purdue close. Every other team has found those motherfuckers out. Should have been right in the wall. I thought we had faith. I had faith. I thought we had a chance. I thought we were gonna beat Rutgers, get the bowl eligibility. No, you got blown out at fucking home in the fucking snow to Rutgers. I don't care what Zach says. It's fucking Rutgers.
No, Rutgers is. I liked Rutgers this year. I thought they were going to be good this year. Genuinely.
Yeah, I don't care
think
what
I
Zach
even picked
says.
them in the preview to beat you guys.
I'll never respect Rutgers when your name
Fuck
rhymes
the
with
Scarlet
Butgers.
Fuck the who?
Are they the Scarlet Knights?
yes,
something
they are-
like that.
They are the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
really
say
want to
like
focus on
rumors and shit.
those games all too much here. I kind of want to just talk about the future and what it kind of holds as a kind of like an overall season recap here. Okay, so real quick season recap. I mean, you took over a dumpster fire, Smith. I mean, this was the worst this program has been in actual years. You had all of your high profile talent transfer out. You lost your head coach to
Reasons.
A phone call.
yeah, a phone call. Yeah, a phone call took him out of the program.
take a phone call.
See, that doesn't sound out of place for losing it.
So you're operating underneath a interim head coach who, towards the end there, was kind of butthurt that he didn't get an interview, which seems like maybe he wasn't the best leader in the locker room if he was that upset about not getting a chance to get the head coaching job.
Not everything's about you, Baba.
When you performed like that,
You're not Ted Lasso.
is what it is.
You're not Ted Lasso. Put it on a t-shirt.
It's a lot of new players to the school. It was a big influx of new players and a lot of old good players leaving. Like, you got guys that went to Oregon, now they're gonna go win a championship. You got guys who left for Michigan. Fuck you, Jaden. How'd you not like starting any single game and only getting one tackle this year? The fuck are you doing?
Dumbass.
Hey, bro, game is game.
So there's a lot of roster turnover. It's a new system for a lot of these kids.
Game is
Aiden Childs is still young. It seems like his only reliable weapon through the air was Nick Marsh for whatever fucking reason. I don't know what happened to Montorie Foster.
Or even Jack Velling.
Yeah, Jack Velling didn't get anything going. The two running backs were halfway decent, but I was really hoping for more out of each of them. Is what it is. I think the future can still be bright. Granted, you have 16 3-stars committed in this class, and you lost Jace Clarizio, who had been committed to the Spartans for almost a year from East Lansing High School to Bama.
I did write it down. You guys currently have the 61st recruiting class in the nation.
So what I don't understand is why he flips from going to be the hometown hero to playing behind 5 and 4 stars where he's not going to get a single snap. I don't get it, but respect to him. I mean,
Money.
Well, I mean,
you
it
get
might
offered
not
by
even
Bama, go to Bama.
It might not even be just about playing time, because like you also practice with those guys. It's gotta be something about the program itself.
What it is
regardless of playing
he
time.
wants to transfer after his freshman year. He wants to have that Alabama next to his name on the resume and be like, hey, I was in this program. I played with these players. That's what it is. So in response, we flipped Western's 3-star commit Zion Geist, who I watched his highlights. He's big boy, shifty, has good hands out of the backfield. Could be another Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was a 2-star recruit, so I always have faith that we're going to find diamonds in the rough, and with D'Antonio helping the football program in some aspect like that, I think there are going to be some aspects of that coming back. You need to be better. The NIL needs to be better. I don't understand what's going on. There's no transparency. We don't even know really what's the main NIL collective that we have going on, which causes concern. I hope it gets better. We have the donors. We have the fans that want to support. I don't get it.
Dave Portnoy.
I don't get it. Expect a lot of guys to transfer to MSU this year. I hope they go hard. They need to go hard because holy fucking shit.
More like Larry Ellison.
Yeah, fuck Larry Ellison. He didn't even go to Michigan. It's his fucking wife that he married. Fucking trophy wife. Bitch. Sorry. Anyways, what I wanted to say what I wanted to say before we get into the Lions. Great job on the uncoordinated uniforms here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty well.
We got one of all 4 sports.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Look at us go.
Solid.
Who would have thought?
Group in the middle.
Group in the middle.
Good job, guys. We wear jerseys sometimes. 1, 2, 3.
Yay! All right. So this is going to be a lot for you folks because we have 2 Lions games to review, and then we have 1 game to preview because the Lions play on Thursday night this week, so we want to get out the preview before the game happens. So we're roping it in to the review episode this week.
So after these 2 reviews, I do want to go over all the injured players. I will be quick about it. However,
Yes.
I think a lot of
Speed round.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what the preview is going to be for this Green Bay team is a lot of what you heard in the past. And honestly, like it still is a weak turnaround for the team. However, we're kind of on a broken record with the Lions right now.
We are
They
a
do what
little
they
bit.
need to do, and they're doing what we say they need to do.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving into the Colts game where we were in Lucas Oil. The Lions beat the Colts 24-6. The Lions had 390 total yards. The Colts 268. Passing yards, the Lions had 253. The Colts had 172. Rushing yards, the Lions had 137. Colts had 96. The Lions had 37 minutes and a second of time of possession. So basically, the Colts had 23 minutes. Lions went 9 for 15 on 3rd/4th down. Colts went 3 of 12. Goff
Not winning the game with that.
went
Lots
26.
of punting in this game.
Yeah. Goff went 26 of 36 for 269. No tutties, no interceptions. Gibbs had 21 carries for 91 yards, 2 tutties. Monty only had 8 carries for 37 yards and a tutty. Waymo had 5 receptions, 64 yards. Sun God had 6 receptions, 62 yards. And the GOAT, Tim Patrick, had 4 receptions for 55 yards.
Honestly, what a game for Tim Patrick. I didn't expect to see him as much as I saw him, but holy shit.
He really
you love
has
it.
taken over Josh Reynolds' role.
Yeah.
Very
No,
well.
I love it for him.
Yeah. This game, I mean, we were there. Lucas Oil is massive.
Massive.
It's
Shout out to fucking Lucas Oil Stadium, because that
Yeah.
shit was awesome.
yeah, it was awesome.
I didn't expect there to be a single good thing to come out of Indianapolis, but god damn it, that stadium's cool.
I don't know. The mountain of stairs that we had to climb, you'll see in the vlog,
Yeah.
to get to our seats was rough.
At least there's elevators before those stairs.
Exactly.
Yeah, at least
Can't
it
have
was.
elevators next to
escalators.
stadiums.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like Spartan Stadium. 'Cause if it was like that, I would have not been able to make it.
Zach
out.
said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go find a seat in the first bowl nobody claimed. Good luck."
Yep. I mean, it wasn't like a Jaguars Titans belt to ass kind of situation.
No, it was a different
was,
type of belt to ass where the offensive output wasn't entirely a belt to ass look. The defense was. Not a single fucking touchdown for Indy.
Correct.
2 field goals. Anthony Richards, all credit to him. Anthony Richardson looked.
Richards.
I stopped myself mid sentence. It sounded weird. Anthony Richardson had a really good game, I thought. He was moving the ball well, both passing and rushing. Rushing himself. Holy fuck, that guy throws himself like a missile.
Yeah.
I
I
don't think Indy had a bad game. It's just you played the Lions.
They have a good defense too. So
They do. They do.
too loud too.
And
Who am I thinking of? Where's number 99 for him?
DeForest Buckner.
DeForest Buckner. Yeah, he had a great game.
yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Really well good player. I'm wanting him on the lines.
You are a Detroit Lion next season.
I've been wanting Holmes to make that call to Chris Ballard. So yeah, just give me DeForest right now.
You're not
waiting
going
for
to
it.
use him.
You're not going to use him. That's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of me, because I went and I was looking at social media, I may have been. I feel like I was in my own head, maybe too critical of the Lions after this game, because everyone online still was like, "Oh, Lions continue to roll over another team." I'm like, that just didn't.
It didn't feel like a rollover.
Yeah,
Yes, it was a dominant victory. You're not just, if you're Indy, you're not just going to score a touchdown and be back in this game. But it didn't feel like the typical Lions dominant.
Well,
it
and
was
I think
not a
part-
single passing touchdown for Jared Goff. That felt weird.
I think
Him not
I-
connecting with at least Amon Ra, that felt a little weird.
He did. He had 6 receptions.
Well,
for
I mean,
62 yards.
in the end zone.
10 yards a pop.
well, not having Decker too, that didn't help.
Well, yeah, I think what happened in this game was our coaching staff knew Thanksgiving was coming up, knew it was going to be a short week. They saw the injuries that were taking place, and like, let's just get out of this
Foot
game.
off the gas.
Yeah.
Let's get out of Indy. Let's get out of here.
Not a Hendon Hooker take the
Let's-
foot off the gas,
yeah.
but like, let's calm down a little
Let's let's just kind of shut down this game, get out of here with the least amount of injuries that we can, and so we can focus on.
I think
Thursday.
you really saw that turn when both Khalif and, was it Skipper?
No, it was
No,
It was Decker, yeah. In that
Decker
game,
went
he
down
got
first.
injured. It was.
Monty got hurt.
Monty,
and
yeah.
then when Raymond went down, that's definitely when they took their.
They're
foot off
like,
the
hey
gas.
guys, let's stop a second.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Because then Amon-Ra also
future.
tweaked his knee on a punt return. They're like, yeah, just get his fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
honestly, Indy's here to hurt us. Let's
So
go.
then, like, you kind of saw it there towards the end when it was like, clock was close to being able to. They just kind of did what they needed to do to be able to get the clock
Run that
and,
shit
and
out.
run it out.
Run that shit out.
But moving on to the Thanksgiving game, Lions Bears final score 23-20. Lions 405 total yards. The Bears 301.
I want to say.
No, 38 of those were in the first half. So that was it.
I want to say negative shout out to my family. I have cousins who are Bears
No,
fans.
let's
and
get through the stats. Nope, we're getting through the stats.
I'm
Passing
fighting
yards, the Lions had 211. The Bears had 223. Rushing yards, the Lions had 194. The Bears had 78. Lions had one turnover. Bears had none. Lions had the ball for 35 minutes, 14 seconds. Time of possession, and then third and fourth down, the Lions went 6 of 14. Bears went 7 of 15.
Yeah, I found out I have cousins who are Bears fans, and I physically threw hands on Thanksgiving. So that was my share.
What are you calling timeout over there for, bud? Oh, are you
ever
calling?
done that before?
That's outside.
Fuckhead?
I picked it up.
Sorry.
As you were saying it, you're like, oh wait.
I picked it up.
Going into some of the player stats, Goff had 21. He went 21 and 34, 221 yards, 2 tutties. Monty had 21 carries, 88 yards, 4.2 average. Gibbs had 9 carries, 87 yards, 9.7 average. Sun God had 5 receptions, 73 yards. Tim Patrick had 2 receptions, 48 yards. I think the funniest stat line of all is Sam Laporta having 3 receptions for 6 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes. Elite tight end.
So,
Carried my fantasy team.
so the one turnover I think is kind of what gave life to the Bears, because either you go down and you kick another field goal or you can score a touchdown. It's either 19-0 or 23-0.
And it was just
Going
such
into
an awkward
halftime.
pop out too.
It was. He is
so
such a
fucking awkward.
kind of unfortunate moment.
He gets spun and then get what was it, a head on the ball?
Yeah.
Jesus. There was nothing Jameer could do. I didn't even blame him for letting that go. It was just an absolute clusterfuck.
I think a concerning thing, we kind of talked about it against Tampa, was marching down the field and not kicking, or only kicking field goals, not scoring touchdowns. A little bit of part of that. The Bears do have a better defense than Tampa does.
Yes.
It's not as concerning, but we did kick field goals from the 12, the 18, and the 30, and then we also kicked one from the 26. The one from the 26 is the one Jake Bates missed, unfortunately.
You're still my king.
He is still...
He's still automatic to me. The gun jams every once in a while on the battlefield, but fuck it, you still run.
The barrel got a little too hot. It started getting a little warped.
Exactly.
Had to replace the barrel.
Exactly. Everything's okay. He's still my king.
Yeah, so you were watching with Bears fans. I was watching with SOL fans.
Oh
and
my
that-
god, I don't know what's worse.
that
I
was
actually don't know
driving
what's
me
worse.
up a
I
wall.
was in the stadium. My section
In like the
sucked.
third quarter.
Really?
Like, no one was standing. No one was yelling. The section next to us, electric. Our section, not so much.
That's boring as shit. I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
I mean, I had fun. I could stand the entire time. There's no row behind me.
Nice.
that's elite.
That is elite.
First bowl or second bowl?
So
Is it the
way
upper when you go?
Yeah, it's the lower part of the upper bowl, like that little lower section.
Yup.
Row 10 of that lower
Yeah,
section.
that's great seating. That's great.
It was solid.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like there was going to be a runaway. I mean, the fact that the Bears only had 1 first down in the entire first half, I thought we were going to run away with the game. Probably could have if we walked away with touchdowns on those first 3 drives and where we kicked field goals, but
In that first half, you know how many passing completions Caleb Williams had? 5. He was like 5 for 17. Shit was fucking horrible. I sat there waiting to get my seconds at halftime, and I'm like, damn, this gonna be a belt ass, and I'm gonna be so happy. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, shout out
It was
Matt
scary.
Eberflus and Ryan Day for having terrible coaching decisions
Dude.
within the span of 3 days. So,
Would you rather kick a field goal and force overtime against the best team in the NFL, or Hail Mary and forget to use your final timeout for the loss?
okay, so yes, it is on Eberflus, but it's also a lot of blame also goes on Caleb Williams for that.
He could have easily
Well,
called it.
so yeah, that's the thing is they were trying to get a play in to get a little bit further down the field. So they're definitely going towards the middle of the field so they could then use that timeout to make it an easier field goal.
Right.
However, Caleb, if you don't like the play, call the timeout. Why are you
don't-
changing the play?
Yeah, there
I don't
was-
know if bro doesn't know what he likes or not.
Well, no, the thing is, there was enough time. If he got the play call and heard it and didn't like it, there still probably would have been 20 seconds left. You call
It
a
was
timeout.
like 18, I think.
That is
Yeah,
still
I think it's at 18 when he's like, nah, we're changing this.
well. 18. Fine, let's go. Could take the timeout. You can. That's still enough time to run a 4-yard in, throw it, and then you run the kicking team out there
Or
and
run like a
kick
10-yard out.
Yeah,
I think that's what I said in the tail end of the vlog, as you guys will see Thursday, where it's, you know how fucking quickly you can get the field goal team out onto the field? Brother,
They
do
drill for that
fucking something. You did nothing. You chose nothing, threw the ball to no one, clock ran out, you lost. You fucking suck.
yeah.
I'm sorry. It's mostly Matt Eberflus, but Caleb Williams takes a good amount of blame here.
Could have
fuck?
Could have called the timeout.
that
too.
timeout once he saw Caleb changing the play.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Joint effort, y'all are shit.
Yeah.
Stop saying this kid's generational. Give him next year. This year, not the one. Shut up.
Moving on from Thanksgiving Thursday to Thursday Night Football, where the Lions will take on the Green Bay Packers. They are 3.5-point favorites. The under injury. I know. I'm just getting the baseline information out.
Zach is the stats man.
Over under 51.5.
Yeah.
Take it away, Colby.
You don't get to do anything until Zach gets the stats man.
All right, guys. Score predictions for the divisional opponents. Let's stop doing belt to ass because at this point, it ain't happening
It's not
anytime
going to
soon.
happen. Nope.
We're gonna go nice and quick here.
50-0.
In the way that no.
73.
In the way that ESPN lists them on the injury reserve list of the roster. Wide receivers 4/5, in my opinion, Antoine Green, who had a concussion / undisclosed neck injury, out for the year with the injury settlement. Wide receiver 4/returner, Khalif Raymond, foot out until week 17, so we're not going to see him until the Niners. Offensive guard like 3/4, Nathan Muti, undisclosed injury, out for the year. Offensive tackles 3/4, Connor Galvin, torn MCL, out for the year. Defensive end 3/4, now that he has Darius Smith, John Kaminsky, MCL tail, potentially could come back for a deep playoff run, potentially. Defensive end 3/4, Marcus Davenport, now that he has Darius Smith, torn triceps, potentially could come back for deep playoff run as well. Defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, broken tibula/fibula, could come back for Super Bowl. I doubt it. I don't want him to come back. For
Yeah,
Super
I
Bowl
don't
even
want
if-
He's walking by himself, though.
I still
Dude
don't want
looks
him
like
to.
a unit. It's ginger walking, but it's walking.
Defensive end 4/5, Nate Lynn, undrafted free agent, undisclosed shoulder injury, out for the year. Defensive tackle 5/6, David Bada, undisclosed Achilles injury, out for the year. Defensive tackle 4/5, Kyle Pecco, torn pectoral, he played a little bit, out for the year. Defensive tackle 3/4, Mekhi Wingo, rookie, undisclosed knee injury, out for the year. Middle linebacker 1, Alex Anzalone, broken left forearm, out until week 15 through 17. He could come back at any point, which is versus the Bills, at Bears, at Niners. Outside linebacker number 1, because let's be honest, Derek Brunson's probably our best outside linebacker. Torn MCL and PCL, likely out for a year. Very slim chance he makes a return for the deep playoff run. Outside linebacker 2/3, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, undisclosed neck injury, potentially return for this upcoming week against the Packers. However, I didn't see anything about him getting his IR window open, so probably not. Outside linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez 2/3, depending on who you want to play. Torn ACL, out for the year. Cornerback 4/5, Ennis Rickshaw Jr., hamstring injury, potentially return for week 16 at Bears. I'd probably lean more towards the Niners. And then safety 3/4, Ifatu Melifonwu, undisclosed finger injury, potential return for week 16, probably also leaning week 17 against the Bears or the Niners. And then, as of now, second string kicker Michael Badgley, torn hamstring, out for the year.
Jesus fuck.
That's 18 players on the IR. 18.
That's unreal.
With most of those being defensive starters. Not to mention Carlton missed last game. He's not on the IR.
He's not on IR. He just missed time.
Emmanuel Mosley is off the IR finally, but keeps flaring up.
Malcolm Rodriguez hurts my soul because he was playing so well.
That week 5 bye.
That
Yeah.
also hurts.
Yeah.
Which is what I knew was going to happen, and which is also why we need to get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
To give our guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles
A
need to get
fucking-
off.
Please, let me take a nap.
Eagles need to back the fuck up.
So do the Vikings.
I'm unhappy and unwell.
Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football.
I'm going to be more unwell Friday morning.
The good thing, our players are coming off a week of rest. We also did just sign Quan Alexander and Jamal Adams. So.
Best in the nation.
Blitzboy was practicing with the linebackers today.
Yeah, I figured I knew as soon as we signed him that he was not going to be playing a safety. He was going to be playing
He's
a linebacker.
probably playing like the money backer role.
Yeah. So,
Money backer?
yeah.
It's like the hybrid safety / linebacker role. They call it money backer.
That's
Mhm.
odd.
Because, you know, you got nickelback,
I love Nickelback.
quarterback, halfback. So since
Look
they're
at
mostly
this
like,
phone.
since they're most-
Thank you. Thank you. I was
since they're
about
mostly
to.
like coins. They money
I
backer.
get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
It makes sense. But
And with that,
I'll take my leave now.
Well,
we're leaving.
so
We're retiring.
let's try. We're second year in a row. We went into Lambeau first, beat them. Let's not lose in Ford Field again this year.
Please.
Coincidentally, also playing the Packers again on Thursday, just not on Thanksgiving. Let's do it. I mean, Jair Alexander's been very hit or miss for the Packers in terms of playing. I know he didn't play this past week, I believe. I don't look at the Packers injury update or IR or anything like
them
that.
cheeseheads, bro.
That's a day of look
Fuck
at it
them.
and see who's out.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
not
mean,
research. That's day of type shit.
the way that this season is continuing to unfold, this is a must win. You can't let the Packers creep into the discussion for the North. And if you lose a divisional game, you're letting the Vikings creep in. And you also can't let the Eagles creep in.
I don't like
to
what
this
Colby's
conversation.
laughing about. This feels bad.
We have 5 players on the AR. AJ Dillon, Marshawn Lloyd, Tyler Davis, Luke Musgrave, Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan. That's their first round pick right there.
Why can't we be healthy?
That's tough.
But I think all things aside, our defense will be able to kind of contain the Packers as long as we get our secondary players back that we like Carlton.
Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to do a little bit more. I feel like our run defense has always been pretty solid this season. We still have Aleem. We still have
DJ Reader.
DJ Reader. We still got the guys there up front.
And DJ Reader had a game against Chicago.
Yes, he
Bro was
did.
balling.
So
Right now, bro, is moving.
as long as our front four stay healthy,
They
relatively,
fucking better.
and we got our corners, I think we'll be okay. We still have the best safety duo in the NFL.
Sure fucking do.
Don't forget that. And Brandon Joseph has come in and played some reliable minutes here the past few weeks.
Don't let Superman eat.
So, are you looking for this? Oh, good call. Good
That
catch.
was going to go off for those of you at home that experienced that.
pretty much. I don't really have anything else to add to the game.
There's got to be offensive output. It can't be another game like Indy where you kind of take your foot off the gas. If you get a couple of guys banged up, taking your foot off the gas is going to let this team in the door. And again, you can't let them in the conversation for the North.
Yeah.
You got to keep your divisional lead on the Vikings. You've got to bury these fucking guys.
We also
Ball to end zone. It won't be, but belt to ass. That's the mentality.
we also will have a
Has to be
mini.
divisional belt ass.
We will have a mini bye
bye.
week because we are coming off Thursday night 2 weeks from now against the Bills, and they are not. So we'll have an extra 3 days rest against the Bills, which is very nice. It is
Convenient.
It is a little helpful. Not a full bye, mini bye.
Get a little rest.
Most
Like a
teams,
power nap, if you
what
will.
you'll probably see is probably not going to practice Friday, Saturday, or even Sunday, and then they'll probably just pick up back where they normally would on Monday and get back to it, just to give the players a chance to breathe a little bit,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
especially with what's coming when you got 2 more divisional games and the Bears and Vikings, and then you also got the Bills, who look really good on the AFC side and are also vying for the 1 seed, and also the Niners, who it's going to be a charge game for this team. So
Niners is a 50-50. They could either come and try to run our shit, or it could be them falling over and dying.
They're cooked.
Are they
CMC
officially cooked?
It's
it
over.
seems
Yeah,
done
they're
for.
cooked.
But McCaffrey's back.
And he's not.
So-
he should retire.
so is our parlay.
yeah, the parlay. Yeah.
Parlay is dead. Anyways, I think with that we can go
No. Oh, were you about to do game predictions?
score predictions. Yeah.
Okay,
I was gonna-
I thought you were about to end it. I was like, whoa, buddy.
No.
We're the ones who
buddy.
forget, not
Yeah,
him.
I was gonna say.
buddy.
With that being said, let's hop into some
buddy.
score predictions. Sam, let's start it.
I'm gonna coin a term: divisional belt to ass. That's a 2 touchdown victory.
Holy shit.
24-13. Bucket.
So 1 point off of the last score.
Yes.
Yeah, against them. Okay. 27-24 Lions.
I'm gonna go a little bit more of a snoozer. I'll go 21-17 Lions.
Motherfucker. Oh, I had my score stolen. Okay, 24-21 Lions. I was going to say 21-17.
Well, with that being said, We appreciate you being here, especially after the break.
Yes.
We hope you are subscribed. You are liking the videos. You are sharing them to your neighbors, to your co-workers, to your
Send it to
friends.
your dog's cousin, aunt's neighbor's best
There
friend.
you go. But most
Start punching in random email
importantly,
addresses.
hit that bell.
Hit
Comment.
the bell.
The real subscribe button.
We appreciate you, and we will catch you next time. Yeah.